Hello and welcome to our channel, What is and How to. Let me start by asking you this. Have you ever caught yourself saying, I'm just not good at this, or I'll never be able to do that? If yes, you're not alone. Most of us carry hidden beliefs that quietly limit what we think we can achieve. But here's the truth. Success in life, in work, and even in relationships is less about natural talent and more about the mindset you choose to build. And today, we're diving deep into exactly that, the growth mindset. By the end of this video, you'll have powerful, practical strategies to shift your thinking, push past limits, and unlock the version of yourself that's been waiting to break free. So let's get into it. 1. Understand the difference between fixed and growth mindset. Before you can develop a growth mindset, you need to recognize the mindset you already have. A fixed mindset tells you that your intelligence, your skills, and even your personality are set in stone. You're either smart or not, talented or not, capable or not. And when you believe this, failure feels like proof that you're simply not enough. But a growth mindset flips the script. It says your abilities can expand through effort, learning, and persistence. Failure isn't the end, it's information, a stepping stone, a teacher in disguise. Think about Thomas Edison. He didn't fail 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. He found 1,000 ways that didn't work, and every single attempt brought him closer to success. Developing a growth mindset starts here, by realizing that you're not defined by where you are today, but by how willing you are to grow tomorrow. 2. Embrace challenges instead of avoiding them. A fixed mindset sees challenges as threats, something to avoid because they might expose weakness. But a growth mindset welcomes challenges as opportunities to expand. When you step into something difficult, whether it's learning a new skill, starting a business, or facing a tough project at work, you're training your brain to adapt and stretch. Yes, it's uncomfortable, but that's exactly where growth happens. Imagine going to the gym. If you only ever lift the lightest weights, your muscles never get stronger. It's the resistance, the struggle, that builds strength. The same is true mentally. Every time you lean into a challenge instead of running from it, you're telling yourself, I can do hard things. That simple act rewires your self-belief and fuels your ability to tackle bigger goals in the future. So instead of asking, what if I fail? Start asking, what could I learn if I try? 3. Redefine failure as feedback. Failure hurts and nobody enjoys it. But the way you interpret failure determines whether you stay stuck or move forward. With a fixed mindset, failure feels final, proof that you're not capable. But with a growth mindset, failure becomes feedback. It's data. It's telling you what didn't work so you can adjust your approach. Think of how kids learn to walk. They fall over and over again, but no one ever says, walking just isn't for you. They get up, try again, and eventually succeed. As adults, we need to reclaim that attitude. Instead of letting failure break your confidence, use it to sharpen your strategy. Every mistake is a clue about what to do differently next time. The only true failure is refusing to try again. 4. Focus on effort, not just talent. We live in a culture that worships talent, calling people naturals as if success comes overnight. But here's the secret. Effort is what transforms potential into results. A growth mindset celebrates effort because it knows effort leads to mastery. If you only focus on talent, you'll stop trying when things get hard. But if you focus on effort, you'll push through obstacles because you understand that persistence is the path. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest athletes ever, didn't make his high school basketball team at first. Did that mean he lacked talent? No. It meant he had to practice harder, longer, and smarter, and that's what turned him into a legend. So instead of asking yourself, am I good at this? Reframe the question to, am I willing to keep working at this? That shift in focus changes everything. 5. Replace I can't with I can learn. Language is powerful. The words you tell yourself become the beliefs you live by. A fixed mindset uses limiting phrases like, I can't do math or I'm terrible with technology. But a growth mindset reframes those statements into possibilities. I can learn math if I practice, or I can improve with technology if I take the time to learn. This small linguistic shift rewires your brain from defeat to determination. When you stop closing the door with I can't and open it with I can learn, you give yourself permission to grow, and that permission can change the entire trajectory of your life. 6, celebrate progress, not just results. One of the biggest traps of a fixed mindset is only celebrating big wins. The problem? Big wins don't happen every day. A growth mindset knows that progress is worth celebrating, no matter how small. Did you practice for 20 minutes today? That's growth. Did you ask one brave question in class or at work? That's growth. Over time, these small wins compound into massive change. And when you acknowledge progress, you build momentum, motivation, and self-trust. Self-trust. Think of it like climbing a mountain. If you only celebrate reaching the peak, the journey feels endless. But if you pause to appreciate each milestone, you keep the energy alive all the way up. 7, surround yourself with growth-oriented people. Your environment shapes your mindset more than you realize. If you're constantly around people who complain, avoid risks, or settle for less, you'll naturally absorb their energy. But if you surround yourself with people who challenge themselves, encourage learning, and celebrate growth, you'll feel pulled upward. Accountability partners, mentors, coaches, or even friends with a growth attitude can remind you of what's possible when you're doubting yourself. Remember, mindsets are contagious. Protect your circle and choose people who fuel your growth instead of shrinking it. 8, practice lifelong learning. At the core of a growth mindset is curiosity, the willingness to learn continuously. The moment you think you know it all, growth stops. But if you commit to lifelong learning, every experience, every mistake, every person you meet becomes a teacher. Read books, take online courses, listen to podcasts, or even learn from conversations with people outside your field. When you adopt this attitude, your brain stays flexible, creative, and adaptable in a world that's constantly changing. Lifelong learners don't fear the future, they prepare for it. And that's the essence of a true growth mindset. 9, be patient with yourself. Finally, the growth mindset is not about instant transformation. It's about steady, continuous improvement. You won't wake up tomorrow with a perfect mindset. There will be days you slip into old patterns, days you doubt yourself, days you feel like giving up. And that's okay. The key is patience, recognizing that growth is a journey, not a finish line. When you're patient, you give yourself space to stumble, learn, and rise again without self-judgment. And in that space, real growth flourishes. And there you have it, 9 powerful ways to develop a growth mindset. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about choosing growth over limitation, day after day, thought after thought. So, what do you think? Which of these strategies will you start practicing today? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your perspective. And if you found value in this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dive guides on becoming the best version of yourself.